Police body camera video shows a father had his hands in the air before two deputy marshals fired off 18 gunshots and killed the man's 6-year-old son who was sitting in the front seat of the father's car. That's according to the man's lawyer after a court hearing today. A judge set bail for $1 million each for these two officers. Norris Greenhouse is one of them, and the other, Derek Stafford. They're facing charges of murder in the second degree and attempted second-degree murder. Mourners today also gathered at a funeral for the boy. His name was Jeremy Martis, an autistic first grader. Police say the officer shot him 5 times in his chest and his head. They also say the officer shot the father twice, but he survived, and relatives say he's in the hospital and could not make it to his son's funeral as a result. The shooting happened last week, Marksville, Louisiana, about 90 miles to the north and west of Baton Rouge. Initial reports there indicated the officer was serving a warrant on the father when they chased him down a dead-end road. But state police say there were no warrants for his arrest, and they did not find a gun at the scene. In other words, the man, they believe, was not armed. Police have not released the 911 calls or the video from the officer's body cameras. We got the information about the video from the judge, not one on one side or the other, but the judge himself. The head of the state police says the video was, quote, the most disturbing thing he's ever seen. He also says the boy was still buckled in his seat, his father with his hands in the air next to him, when the child was shot dead. The father's fiancée reportedly says he was afraid of those marshals because he had some kind of dispute with one of them in the past. John Lauro is a criminal defense attorney and former federal prosecutor. I guess it's that dispute we need to figure out. We haven't been able to do it yet.
Absolutely. This is one of the most horrific things that you can imagine in terms of a police shooting. There appear to be no justification for this. Absolutely no issue of self-defense. It doesn't appear that the police officers were executing on a warrant or chasing a suspect after a crime had been committed or that they were in any danger. So at this point, it's impossible to figure out what their defense could be. They shot 18 shots into that car.
Initially, according to the reporting of the court, it appears they lied about what they're doing because they said they were chasing him after.
That's what's called consciousness of guilt, and prosecutors use that to get convictions because they gave a statement initially that they had a warrant. Turns out there's no warrant. So that indicates that they were concerned about what they were doing, and that's going to make them harder to get a defense at trial.
A search of records shows it's hard to find a police officer in the line of duty, even accused and charged of murder in the second degree. That's a very high bar for cops.
Shep, I've been practicing law 30 years as a federal prosecutor and defense lawyer. I've never heard of it. Second degree murder means that you had the specific intent to kill without justification. You never hear that about a police officer doing that in the line of duty.
The suggestion here is not that they had a specific intent to kill the 6-year-old, but a specific intent to kill the father. And if while intending to kill someone, you inadvertently kill someone else, it's the same thing.
Absolutely. 18 shots at an unarmed man in a car, and there happens to be a young boy there strapped in, that's second-degree murder, unless the police come up with a justifiable defense. And right now, there's none.
Well, the thing that's most baffling to me is this officer knew he had a body camera on him.
Yes.
He knew when they said that the man was, had a weapon or that the man's hands were not in the air. Surely he knew the body camera was going to show something different.
Absolutely. Incredible that this would be done with a body camera. It shows you, though, the importance of body cameras. And in fact, now jurors want to see the actual live camera because we all have cell phones, we all have devices now. So this is going to be very important at trial as well.
It goes both ways. My friends who are cops, to a man or a woman for that matter, say, thank God for the body cameras.
Absolutely. Because if you're doing nothing wrong, then you have nothing to be concerned about. Here, this body camera, Shep, is going to be dispositive of the case.
There's a reason the two have such a high bond, set at $1 million each in Louisiana. Yeah. A lot more to come in this case. Of course, the video will come, the 911 calls will come. We'll wait. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Good to see you.